Mullins, Harry, both good to go tonight?
We shall see. Yeah, they're both still on IR, but we're expecting to take them off later today.
How excited are you, just given, at times even without Sharangovich or those two or whomever, do you have a really healthy lineup potentially tonight?
Hey, if there's one positive about the break, you give some guys that had some bumps and bruises chances to heal. This was good for a lot of our players, not just the guys that have been out of our lineup recently. So using that time wisely puts people in a situation where they're going to be ready to go. So we're excited about having people that are available to us.
You kind of just touched on it. They touch different areas of the game a little bit, but how important is it to have them both back in the lineup?
Well, they're important pieces to our team. We've talked a lot about Connor since he's been out, really. I mean, his game was starting to really come on the offensive side of things. He was controlling the play a lot, and he was creating a lot of dangerous opportunities for our group. So he's got a presence, right? And you can say the same thing about Kevin on the back end. I mean, the presence is a funny word when you're his size, but he does a lot of things to solidify the six for sure. So we're excited to have them back when they're ready.
I assume when you guys are playing so day after day the way you were prior to the break,
Yeah.
it can be hard to really hone in on something like the penalty kill and make adjustments. Were you able to use this week to sort of really focus in there?
Oh, and the penalty kill?
Yeah.
Trent had some real productive meetings, I felt, with our guys. A lot of times when you run through special teams in practice, which we did almost every day during this break, penalty kill's always kind of second fiddle because they're sometimes with our team, those guys also are on the power play. So they typically get more reps on the power play than they would penalty killing. But a lot of work is done via video and looking at some areas that we can do a little bit differently, some small subtle changes, and really try to challenge the players to make sure they're looking at it as an opportunity to be a difference maker for our team. So when they have to kill a penalty, they have to do a great job with that.
During the Four Nations, we heard a lot about John Cooper and his bar napkin and fooling around with lines and pairings. Do you spend any time with a bar napkin during the break, or did you have a pretty good idea going in what you wanted?
No, we did have a pretty good idea. Connor, in his situation, of course you talk about where he may best fit for your lineup coming back in, but we thought he had a lot of success early in the year with Michael and Blake, where they kind of cover him off and allowed him to do his thing to start gaining his confidence this year. So it was kind of something that we looked at as we were kind of getting closer to seeing Connor come back in. But we had a pretty good idea as a staff the direction we wanted to go.
Were you happy with the work you were able to get in training camp 2.0?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought the guys were engaged. I thought they had good pace to it. I mean, it's not your typical training camp because I mentioned earlier, you typically try to, I don't want to say bury, but you bury your guys a little bit during the real training camp because you're not overly concerned about exhibition games. It's more about getting them back to the level they need to be at. This one's about making sure they're reset and refocused on how our team has to play collectively, but also still making sure you're managing energy and making sure they're ready to go, not just for tonight, but for the stretch run.
Do you sense some excitement and really embracing what lies ahead?
I have all year, Park, so for me, it really hasn't changed. They come in on game days the same way. They're energized. They're looking forward to the challenge that's right in front of them, which is San Jose tonight.
What challenges do the Sharks present?
They are a dangerous team off the rush, and when they're given time and space, they've got a lot of skill that can make some high-end plays, like high-danger chances they can create. So I think a lot of it comes down to, again, how we play the game. I think when we're at our very best, we don't give teams a lot of room on the ice, and that's something that we'll look for out of our group tonight.